All right, we're gonna get started with our lunge and row. So grab some weights. Have a medium-sized set of weights, something that's comfortable for you to use for your upper and your lower body. We're gonna start with one foot on the center of the BOSU, one foot behind in a nice lunge position. Sinking down, you got your 2 contact points here. We're gonna roll our shoulders down and back. Hinge forward a little bit, getting a nice straight spine from tailbone to the tip of the head. Let those arms come around the calf. We're gonna drive the elbows to the ceiling. Rowing straight back. We've got a nice strong core. So here, this is nice and easy, but if we wanted to make it harder, we could lunge our leg down further, increasing that range of motion. And if I wanted to make it a little bit harder, I can look where my arms are. Look right to left, and clearly that's more difficult for me as I stumble side to side. So keep pulling. Good. And right now my front leg's starting to burn a little bit. That means it's working, right? Good. So we're going to stop, push up, and off. Shaking it out, we're going to come to the other side, got to even out. One foot on the BOSU. Finding that back heel lifted again. Sinking down into your lunge position. Hinge forward, let's start that row again. Good. So another way to change up that visual effect is to close our eyes. Still have 2 contact points. Or maybe if it's a little bit too much, we can stop and just do 1 arm rows. Still driving that elbow in and up. But I've added 2 things. I've combined those variables. I've closed my eyes and I'm rowing backwards. If I wanted to add a third, I could sink that knee down lower again. Good. Last one, come back up. Go ahead and shake it out. We're going to move on to exercise 2. Standing up onto the BOSU. Getting those feet around the bullseye. 2 contact points, weights are up. We're going to go squat down for 2. And back up. So I'm going about halfway down. My movement isn't very big, but I can get even lower if I want to. We're going to add a press with this. Squat and press. So it's down for 2, up for 2. Good. Down and up. So I can close my eyes down, open as I go up. Challenge and refocus. Adding a deeper squat and that visual effect helps combine those variables. This is getting a little too tough. I think I need more stability. I'm going to control my weights. Step 1 foot to the side. I've still got 2 points. Weights are back up. We're going to do squats here, pressing up. Down, lift. Good. Single squats here. We've increased the speed of our movement. Good. Last one. Let's move it up. Over. So finding that foot on top of the BOSU. Other side, down and press right here, singles. 2 contact points, squatting down nice and low. I can always close my eyes as I'm going down. Close, open up. Good. Finding several ways to change up those variables. Combine them. Perfect. Go ahead and set down those weights. We're going to come to a V-sit on the dome. Excuse me, a double crunch on the dome. So coming up into supine position. Rolling back. And letting that low back rest on the BOSU. We want to support the chest and get that nice isolated feeling through our core. Hands can be behind the head or across the chest or even up. We want to reach towards the feet. We've got a small motion coming from the hips and coming from the shoulders. Double crunch here. This is a little too much for me, so I'm going to stop my legs from moving and just go up. So 1 contact point. I decreased my movement by only letting my chest lift. Then I'm going to close my eyes now, add a few together. And if I was really feeling it, I can hold a weight right at my chest and get those legs going again, combining those two variables. Good, roll up, take a rest. So I'm going to grab that medicine ball and add that external stimulus, rolling back once again, finding my balance. Before we get going, we've added that ball. Let's crunch in, push it towards your knees, up and lift. It's a small movement with the lower body. You're bringing the shoulders and the knees together. Still that one contact point. Small range of movement, but it's both moving. And here's this external stimulus. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and roll up. We're going to let that roll back, get out of our way for a moment, and pick up the weights. We'll see if they'll stay. Good. So coming back down, your weight should be near you. I'm going to set my lower back to the round of the BOSU. We've got 3 contact points here, feet and low back. Let's lift up the weights and take the hands to the head. So it's down for 2 and up for 2. Just letting those eyes look straight ahead, keeping your neck neutral. Nice and slow to start. Good. Breathing here if you want. You could always close your eyes. You could always look side to side. Look and let those weights come down. Look and down. I don't recommend looking away when the weights come to your head so that you don't knock yourself out. Good. One more time. And we can just set one weight down. We can decrease the weight. Turn it to the bulk of the weight. But maybe I'd like to press my hips up and lift one leg. So we're still going down. I now only have 2 contact points, but I lowered the weight, so it's a little bit more achievable. Down and up. We can always speed up our motion, make it a little bit quicker. Let's go ahead and switch feet, even out. My hips are still lifted. I'm balancing, of course. You got 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and set it down. Grab your other weights. Stand. And we're going to come to our 5th exercise. 3 pulses down, 3 down, 1 up with our lunge. 1 foot on, 1 foot behind. Roll those shoulders down and back. We're taking it down for 3, up 1, like this. So you're going 3, 2, 1, release. So we've already got our external stimulus with those weights. Again, you can change it lighter, heavier. If you'd like, you can follow those weights opposite direction. So we'll look at them when they come up, look straight when they come down. 3, 2, 1. 3. Good. Keep breathing. 3, 2. So with that movement, we can go a little bit deeper, or maybe not so far. To really make it more applicable to that participant, let them choose how far they go, and give them those options. So 2 more. Down, 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 and up. Excellent. And switch. Go ahead and step off. Shake it out as you need. We're switching 1 contact point for the other. So we still have 2. Roll those shoulders down. Back heels lifted. Going down 3, up 1. Like this. 3, 2, 1, and lift. 3, 2, 1. Good. So let's add those variables again by going a little bit deeper and tracking the weight. Like this. And up. Hips down, down, down. Whoa. So let's go back to looking forward and step it back. Good. Sometimes just looking at the participants is enough for us instructors for balance. We're moving on back to the BOSU. I'm going to get my external stimulus near me. Sitting down. We're supine on our BOSU, glutes on, and just start leaning back, finding a V-sit. Hands for support, adding 2 contact points. So right now I got 5. I'm going to lift up 1 foot. We're still good. Other leg. Lift it up. And now we got 3. Last step. 1 contact point. Here's my large contact point. I think it's okay. Large is good. We're going to hold it here. We can always just move our eyes with our hands. So we're changing the movement by twisting. Whoa. But this is clearly challenging me in my balance. So maybe I want to put 1 foot down. I'm much better now. Good. Let's come up. Breathe. So grab that ball. We're adding an external stimulus this time. I'm going to come back. I'm going to start with 3 contact points. Keeping my feet on the ground. Hands on the ball. We're going to rotate and rotate. So this is a totally different exercise in that row of exercises that I selected. But it works. All I did was add an external stimulus and it changed the exercise to a new one. So we're good to go. If you'd like, hold your feet up and twist. We got 1 contact point, an external stimulus, and my visual effect tracking the ball. Lots of combined variables this time. Good. Last one. Come on up. Good. So go ahead and set down that ball. You can move your weights and your ball out of the way if they're in your way. And we're just going to flip. Come into the prone position. Hands wide into a push-up or a plank position. So starting just in plank, we have our feet on the dome in plank position. This is a great option. We have another exercise in our column, which will just have us take our hands wide into push-ups. Down 2, up 2. Go down. And up. Good. So this is our slow 2 and 2. We can always speed it up. Dropping and lifting. Good. So if this was a little bit too challenging, we can drop our knees and get back to our 2 and 2 push-ups. Down and up. So if I just drop my knees, I've added contact points. So now I have 6 of them again. Toes on the BOSU, knees on the ground, 2 hands for push-ups. We're going to pull back and rest. So walk it up. You can rest here. We're going to try it one more time, adding a few more things together. So come on out, either finding your plank or a wide push-up. Let's close our eyes and go down 2. Down for 2 and up for 2. If you're feeling caffeinated today, lift 1 leg. Keep going. Switch legs. 1 more. Down and up. Good. So coming down again, we added some external stimulus there. We changed our movement speed. We closed our eyes. And then we lifted up a contact point, one of those feet, adding those variables together. We're going to go on to our cardio. Our jump, jump, stick. So we're going to come diagonal to our BOSU. I'll move it over just a bit, get it away from my equipment. We're going to jump on top of the dome. Jump up, and don't jump off. Jump onto the dome, jump up, and stick it. Walk down. So it's jump, jump, stick. Jump, jump, stick. Good. Coming in from that diagonal, jump, jump, stick. Good. So on this movement, you can change how high you're jumping. That was a high jump, or maybe just a low one until you get your balance. We can change up the contact points and try to land 1 foot. We'll see how that goes. And you may not exit where you started from. That's okay. Okay, keep trying. We'll go to the other side. Again, it's jump, jump, stick. Good. So you can come at it from all directions, from your diagonal, from your sides, or even from your back. If you'd like to change that movement one more time, we can tuck our knees and land it. Lots of ways to change this up. So now that we're exhausted from our jump, jump, and stick, we have lots of variables there. You can always track your eyes, even at a jump, reaching those arms up, changing that movement. Moving on to exercise 9. We're going to come here, back on our BOSU, and crunch with a leg kick. So I'm coming back. I'm going to have my low back on the BOSU. Hands are right behind the head. Right knee is coming in, and I'm extending out. We can increase the range of motion by adding that arm and making it a kick. So right now we've got 2 contact points and a long range of motion, longer levers. Keeping it in tight, tapping back down, decreases that range of motion, decreases the levers. Good, just rest. Come on up, we'll get that other side. And add an external stimulus on this one. So coming back down, your knee and your ball are coming towards each other. Extend out and in. Be careful you don't have too much weight on this ball. And then it's manageable to take back behind your head. And if you'd like to add that visual, trap the ball in your hands. Add all those elements together. Good, a few more. Last one. And bring it in, set it down, come on up. We're going to move all this to the side. My wonderful assistant Alexis is going to come in. And we're going to move some weight. Hi, Alexis. Hi. All right. So we have 2 BOSUs here now. We're going to be relatively close to each other to start. We're going to both stand on top of the BOSU. So she noticed hers is a little wet. She can hop off. And I will gently let it down for her. Great. Good? Alright, so we're going to be on top of the BOSU. I'm going to toss you the ball. And now you're going to toss back. Fairly simple, yeah? Cool. We'll do this a few more times, just getting the gist of it. There's that balance. So before we change anything, I'm going to ask Alexis to close your eyes. Ready? Eyes closed, go. Okay, 1. Come back up. So every time you toss me the ball, close your eyes. Open them before I toss it back. I won't toss it back till they're open. Okay, good. Ready? Close and toss. Good, open. Yeah, close and toss. So now, not only are we working one of those 5 variables, we're working your coordination. Cool. So, we added our visual effect. The BOSU itself is valid. And now I'm going to move my back. She's going to move hers back and clean it off a bit. Cool. So now stand up. We're going to add movement this time. So I'm going to toss it to you. And I want you to take it to your side and track it with your eyes. Bring it back center and throw it to me. Cool. There you go. It's right. That's an external stimulus. This way. And go. So now go to your other side. Just make sure you're going side to side. Toss it back. Boom. Toss. Cool. Keep it going. We're going to try to go a little bit quicker. Good. Alexis' balances because I didn't clean off her BOSU. Just kidding. She's doing good. So now I'm going to see if we can't speed it up a little quicker. Boom. Toss. Now we have to squat every time we take it down to our side. So we're increasing our range of motion. Woo. Coming up. Toss. Yes. There you go. And she's done. So that was our weight exchange. Adding the external stimulus, of course, to make weight change. We had to toss it, we had to track it with our eyes. We had all sorts of variables to make it harder. And if you don't clean off your BOSU properly, you'll slide. My fault, Alexis. I just set it up for you like it was good. I know. So that's our 10 exercises. If you want to stay with me, you can, Alexis. We're going to just go ahead and cool down by bringing one foot on top of the BOSU. And sitting back, hands on the bent knee, and we're reaching forward. Get a nice little stretch out of our hamstring, making sure our back is straight. And breathing. Come on up, switch. Other leg comes out. Into that bent knee. Reaching for the toe for a little bit more, a little extra stretch. Coming on up. We're going to work on balance one more time, bring our leg back. Knees together, push the hips forward. Getting a nice big stretch out of that quad. And then stepping it back, finding a nice long lunge. We can sink down in that back knee. We're looking for a stretch in that hip flexor. If you don't feel it, I want you to start tucking your chin in, rounding your back. And you should feel a little bit more stretch in that hip flexor. Knees still up top of the ankle, behind the toe. Good, come on up, leave that back foot there. Just turn it at a diagonal and push through that back heel. We're trying to stretch our calves here. A little bit of warrior one, right? A little bit. And then you can step in, pulling one leg back. Knees together again. Just go through the other side. Squeeze those knees towards each other. Squeeze the tush and push the hips forward. Get that quad stretch again. And then reach it back. Lunge to that back knee. We're looking for the hip flexor stretch. I love to round my back and tuck my chin on this one to really deepen the stretch in the hip. Take a few breaths. Come up and just angle out that foot again. Drive the back heel down. Nice calf stretch. Remember, if this was your first time using BOSU, your ankles might be a little sore tomorrow, or even different parts of your body because it's a whole new piece of equipment. Go ahead and step in. You can shake it out. Let's go ahead and take our legs wide. Take a big inhale up. Exhale, one arm down behind. Good. Pushing that arm down towards the middle of our back. Get a nice tricep stretch. Inhale in. Crossing the body. Good. Getting those nice big back muscles. Opening wide. Big stretch up again. Other arm behind back. Good. And taking it across the chest. And last one, we're going to open our arms wide, bring the hands behind, lift and open the chest, looking in the eyes of the chin up, get a nice big chest expansion. Shaking it out. Big inhale up. Exhale out. And we're done. Thanks for being my partner.